I'm standing in the doorway of the ladies' bathroom. Okay? My wife, there is a man with his two little girls using the women's bathroom.
Wash your hands, baby.
He is. He's washing his hands with his daughters right now. He is leaving it.
It's alright, baby.
She is waiting to use the restroom with her mother, who is very ill.
Wash your hands.
And who is on oxygen.
It's okay. Some men are just immature.
And he's refusing. He's taking his sweet time.
I have two girls washing their hands.
You let this lady, this woman is she's a woman. She can bring her daughters in here. She's a manager at the QT.
I'm their
You can
dad.
ask her. I understand. And you don't have any business bringing her into the women's bathroom.
They're girls. They go to the women's bathroom.
As soon as he leaves the women's bathroom, I will. I'm standing in the doorway. And he's taking his own sweet time. Hey, sweetheart. This is ridiculous, man.
I am so sorry.
It's okay. Some men are just immature.
Hey, you're right.
So, after we left the restroom, obviously he was on the phone with the police. They ended up showing up very quickly. About 3 officers showed up, very professional, very nice. Quickly de-escalated the situation. One of the officers was talking to me and the man and explained that the situation wasn't as black and white as many people may think. And they pointed out that taking 2 little girls into the men's restroom could be viewed just as negatively as me being in the women's restroom with my girls. They try to make sense of it, try to understand both perspectives, but ultimately there was really nothing that they could do. They did let me know that I was okay, that I didn't do anything wrong. I also want to give a huge shout out to Melissa, the Quick Trip store manager there, that stepped in and helped. We really do appreciate your support and your the care that you showed us. My girls, me being in that situation with them, really needed that. So after speaking with everyone involved, the officers talked to Melissa and ultimately asked the man to leave the store.
Okay, so the police was called on a man who was taking his 2 daughters into the women's bathroom so his daughters could use the bathroom. And there's a whole debacle on should a man be in the women's bathroom, blah, blah. Now, allegedly, they're saying that the bathroom was empty anyway. So who is he harming? Absolutely nobody. Secondly, he has 2 daughters. Would y'all want him to take little girls in a men's bathroom where it's not even a bunch of stalls? They're just out there with their pee-pees out shooting into a hole. Like, who wants the daughters to see penis? The fact, no, the real issue is, why do most establishments only have 1 family restroom when it be a plethora of family? Like, a lot of people have kids. And single parent or in a relationship, parents can be with either gender of parent. The daughters can be with their mother or they might be with their father. A son might be with his mother, he might be with his father. Like, families are not considered when it comes to bathrooms, period. That's the biggest issue, is that a man has to take his daughters into either or in the first place. But honestly, the safer option will always be to take your daughters into a women's restroom. Ain't no reason girls should be in a men's bathroom by any means. He is a father, not a weirdo, not a creep. He ain't coming in to do nothing but let his daughters use the bathroom. And 9 times out of 10, in a women's restroom is a stall that's covering you up. Not really nothing he gonna see by being in that bathroom. And once again, I doubt a father of daughters is going in there for that reason anyway. Like, I'm gonna be honest, me as a mother, I have daughters, and I have been occasions where I seen a man bring their daughter into the bathroom, and I don't like it. But I ain't gonna hold you. The one time that happened to me, the girl is just old as shit. Like, she had to be about 18, because she was almost as big as me. So I was already wondering, well, did you have to come in here with her? Really? Then I have my own daughter. I just don't want a man in the same place where my daughters is at. But it's not really his fault. He a father. Maybe there was no woman available to take his daughter. You don't ever just want to drop your kids off to a stranger. You don't trust no stranger. Even in that video, I guess they were saying the female employee that worked in the gas station could have took his daughter. He don't know that bitch. Just because she a woman don't mean she ain't gonna do shit to his kids. Like, nah, them his kids, and he should be allowed to take them to the bathroom. Like, Yeah, this is not a situation of just some random man going to a woman's bathroom. No, this was a father trying to let his daughters feel comfortable and feel safe, because as a parent, your number one priority is the comfortability of your children. Here's the solution. Make more family restrooms. Expand upon that. Let this be an eye-opener to the seriousness of this situation. Y'all worrying about making gender-neutral bathrooms and all that. Nah, fuck that. Provide us with more family restrooms so families can have safe environments for their kids at all times. Honestly, the craziest part of that whole video and this whole situation, they worried about him being in the women's restroom while the man that worked there is at the door, while the little girls is in the bathroom, causing a whole scene in front of these little girls, having men, male police officers and all that, have this whole scene while these little girls is in the bathroom just trying to use the bathroom. Were you really concerned about the kids if you did all that? I just don't understand.
A dad takes his daughters into the women's bathroom, and you're telling me a couple comes in there and calls the cops on them? And the guy on the phone with the police, he's so mad. He's like, and there's a dad in here with his daughters in the bathroom. I'm sure the dispatcher was like, and I'm clapping. It sounds like a great dad. And the dad of the two girls that's in the bathroom, he just stays so calm the entire time, even when one of his daughters starts crying because obviously someone's yelling at her dad who's just trying to take her to go to the bathroom. And here's the thing, dads in this situation, they have to be able to win when mom's not around to take the girls to the bathroom, or the family bathroom's not available, or maybe it doesn't exist in this scenario. Because play this tape through, guys. Like, do you want him to take them into the men's bathroom where there's the exposed urinals? I don't know, when you zip up your pants, like, that to me doesn't seem like a good situation. So you take them into the women's bathroom, and I speak for most women when I say your girls are welcome in our bathroom. And we got to do better than this. The guy on the phone, like, I think if you would have had a conversation with the dad, who was, from the video I saw, very calm, very even-keeled guy, would have probably loved to have had a conversation if you said, hey, my wife doesn't feel comfortable coming in here right now. No problem, I bet he would have said, give us a second. We're almost done. And I'm not done. We got to do better than this, especially when there's kids involved that are sitting there watching and they can understand what's happening. Like, this situation did not need to escalate to that. I assume when the cop got there, he was like, are you for real? You called me about this? Probably thought the dad was doing a very good job taking his girls to go to the bathroom. Because there's a scenario where you could say, hey, another woman could take them into the bathroom. That's a stranger. So if you look at all the options here, I think he chose the best option.
There's a video going around of a man who brought his daughters into the ladies' restroom because he had two young girls. He checked the restroom ahead of time. There was a manager there, a female manager. And he did this because it's safer than having those little girls go into the men's bathroom with him. And in this video, we see another grown man who is older than the father, standing in the doorway of the women's bathroom, yelling and screaming on the phone, calling the police, talking about there's a man in the women's bathroom. He himself is a man in the women's bathroom, but he doesn't have an excuse. Meanwhile, this father is remaining calm, cool, and collected the entire time as his daughters start to have a meltdown because they're scared because the man in the doorway is yelling and screaming. The self-control that father has not to beat the crap out of that guy, because you can see the little girls' faces contort. They are terrified of that man who's holding the door open. The female manager, kudos to her. She is so professional. She is so amazing. You can tell she's got kids, or she's an auntie, or she's just a human being with basic decency. Because the man holding the door open starts screaming that if he has daughters, that he should take the girls into the men's restroom. Into the men's restroom with these 8-year-old girls. They probably look to be no older than 6 or 8. And so that means that their eyes are going to be level with the men who sit there with their willies hanging out right next to each other and no closed stalls. That's what he wants. That's what he wants for these little girls, rather than the father bringing the girls into an empty women's restroom. If there was a gender-neutral bathroom, this never would have been an issue. In no way, shape, or form was anyone in danger in that restroom until that man opened the door, held it open, and started yelling and screaming.
Anytime one of my 3 daughters has to use the bathroom in public and I'm by myself, I'm one of them. Excuse me, ladies. Dad with a daughter here. And 100% of the time, because that hasn't failed me yet, they will definitely clear out. Oh yeah, give us 1 second. They'll clear out let me come in so my daughter can use the bathroom. They'll leave way by the door so no other women come in and think it's empty. And they'll say, oh yeah, there's a dad with a daughter in there using the bathroom. There's a rare few occasions where I've had to go into the men's bathroom with my daughter, but I bury her head into my stomach so she can't see nothing in there. I'm standing by the stall, making sure she uses the bathroom and nobody's trying any funny stuff. And even then, a lot of the men in those bathrooms, they'll see you walk in with your kid and they won't even go use the stalls. They'll stay away. I want to make sure all of my daughters has a safe experience in the bathroom. They wash them filthy little hands. The very first time I had to do that, I felt like a cringe in my chest. Like, I don't want y'all to think I'm weird. My daughter just gotta pee, guys. I need her to use the bathroom. But the longer I've been a dad, a girl dad specifically, man, excuse me, ladies.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today we'll be looking at a video of this white father who took his two daughters to public restroom, and somehow that led to someone calling the police. As I'm watching this video, the first thing that comes to my mind is, are we really at a point where a parent taking care of their kids automatically raises suspicion? Now I understand that people want children to be safe, and if someone genuinely think a child is in danger, it is important to speak up. But at the same time, parents, whether they are fathers or mothers, often have to make quick decisions when they are out with their kids. Sometimes that means taking them into the restroom that is available. What stood out to me in this video is how fast people jump into conclusion. Instead of asking questions or trying to understand the situation, the police were called almost immediately. And judging by the comments, a lot of people feel that fathers are sometimes feel differently when they are alone with their daughters. Honestly, I think this video has struck a nerve because it raises a bigger question. Have we become so suspicious of each other that we assume the worst before we know the facts? But that's just my own reaction after watching this video. What do you all think? Was calling the police the right things to do, or was the situation completely misunderstood? Let me know in the comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe for more viral news and trending discussion. I will see you in the next one. Bye.